Hi guys, it's your favorite mystic, TheSirenSayz, and we're back with another video. This is my commentary channel where I speak about movie, TV, and soon to come books, and everything I like, dislike, and the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything all in through and in between those frames of media. So we're back with another episode of Sistas. So I was in a bad mood when I started this episode, like, you know how life can be and family. It was a little rough, but this episode lifted my spirits. So Tyler Perry, I'm not gonna call you Tyrone at this moment, good job. This episode was even better than the last one, and I was actually shocked by some of the things that happened. There was actual complex depth of emotion. Now I'm not saying that this was perfect, but if more of the episodes go off of this one, he would actually have a pretty decent show. And I think that's what's so annoying about Tyler Perry for some people. I know there are some people who don't care because they're like, well, you're talking about it, so you're giving him exposure, blah, blah, blah. I don't hate Sistas. I hate what he does with it sometimes. And the thing about Tyler Perry is, unpopular opinion, I like his older stuff. And I don't really mean TV shows. I mean like his plays, his older movies, and one or two of his TV shows. And with those frames of media that he has, he just did them with a different level of care, and you can see that care isn't necessarily gone, but it's been transformed to something else that is very difficult to get used to, and it's not very appealing all the time. So with Tyler Perry, it's just hard. Like, you wish he could do stuff like the last two episodes, this one and the last one, all the time, but he doesn't, you know. And I think that's where the confusion comes from, that he just he doesn't seem to like do what needs to be done all the time. And with episodes like this, it can be a little annoying because it just feels like he kind of just sprinkles in like, oops, see, this is what you guys really want. It would have almost, this is a slight tangent, 5-second tangent. It's almost like he's baiting us with a good story. And this is one of the reasons why I stayed on with Sistas for so long. Not just because I love Danny and Preston, they helped, but also because I thought it would have been a good story to tell, and every now and then there would be a decent episode or some 3 really good scenes in a row, and I'd be like, okay, this is a really good story, and if he just capitalizes off of what he already has, this could be incredible. And I think that is what keeps people coming, like the promise of a good story, instead of just the graveyard of a story that could have been great. You know, it's like an elephant graveyard over here, but whatever. Anyways, disclaimers, these are not real people. If you disagree with something that me or somebody else in the comment section says, reply and respectfully say why. Say, I disagree, this is what I think. You don't need to be rude to nobody, okay? Yeah, videos haven't been getting that many views. Maybe I said something in the beginning of some of these and I'm getting like shadow banned or something, but it's okay. Still gonna post these because I want to. Also, this channel is not just a Sistas channel, so please do not get upset if you see a video that's not Sistas. Just wait till next week Saturday, because every Saturday I will post Sistas. Anyways, let's start with the obvious. Fatima, Karen, Sabrina, Andy, Danny. So I loved every second of it. Even though Fatima was wrong for just walking up into this woman's house, Karen has done that. Karen has just walked up to, you know, Fatima's house at least once. So, you know, it's a catch-22. Like, people want to be like, oh no, Fatima done too much. It's like, well, if you look at it this way, Karen kept antagonizing her over and over and over. And Fatima, she was on her last thread. Her kindness was given out, and I can't be mad at her for that. As I said before, she had ample opportunity to get back at Karen for all the rude things that Karen has done. This just was not the right avenue. However, I enjoy it for the drama. So, as you know, I'm not going to talk about the scene. I'm just going to talk about my thoughts on the scene. I loved Fatima going back and forth, you know, with Karen, because She needs to do that. She needs to let Karen know that, like, look, you're gonna stop touching my man, you're gonna stop disrespecting me. Even though I'm not the biggest Fatima shipper, that doesn't mean that I don't agree with Fatima every now and then, you know what I mean? Karen was ready to knock if you buck. People have been saying that she's probably not pregnant and she wanted Zach to come over to get her pregnant. At first, I didn't really believe that rumor, but today, after everything that happened, I kind of do. Because why was she bluffing so hard with Zach and Fatima with the paper? Like, why was she bluffing so hard with that when it was empty? Like, Karen is... I know the Karen supporters hate when I say that Karen is crazy, but what do you call the attitude that she had? Bucking up with an empty piece of paper and then talking crazy later on when it was just her and Sabrina. What do you call that? Okay, fine. She's in the middle of a psychosis. And I don't know why you guys are co-signing her with this. Who you guys should be upset at are not the people who are calling out her behavior, but the man that wrote that behavior into her script. Be mad at Tyrone Perry. Don't be mad at me. That's all I'm saying. I'm just calling it like I see it. When it comes to Karen's behavior, that's not an opinion. Okay, like there are lots of stuff in this show where it's an opinion, but if somebody got a problem with Andy and if somebody got a problem with Karen, most of the time, at least 90 to 98% of the time, they're not just saying an opinion. It's a fact. Okay, and now I'm fair. Fatima was wrong for just walking up on her. I'm not just gonna give Fatima everything, but Karen is a little psychotic. And y'all need to reconcile with why you feel like defending that right now, instead of just being mad at Tyler for writing this in. If it is that you relate to Karen and that's why you're fighting for it, sorrows, prayers. Because, ooh, child. I thought it was so funny when she just threw Andy. Hey, she heated Andy. It's like, girl, get off me. Get off. Oh, MVPs of the episode for me personally, Danny, Sabrina, and Fatima. Well, you know what? Let me give Karen something. I appreciated the way that she came at Andy after everything cooled down, after the guys left and Fatima left. You know, when she said, Andy, get the F out of my house. You need to pick a side because you're not being a good friend. She's right. I had this opinion a couple months ago. People didn't agree with me because, you know, they disliked Karen at the time, like I said, and so they weren't paying attention to any of the nuances. Now, I will admit that sometimes people give Karen nuance where there really is none. She's just being ridiculous and pathetic. But whenever she gets mad at Andy for not having her back, I agree with Karen there. Why? Not because Karen's actions are correct, but because that's your friend. It's like when her mother, I know because sometimes Karen believes that her mom always picks other people's sides, but at least in public, which is in front of the people, she's on Karen's side unless she's like vetting the person, and then alone she'll say, you know, that person had some really good qualities, you should look into that. But like, I feel like that's what Karen wants from her friends. Like, okay, if you have personal opinions about Fatima, I get it. Fatima seems to be cool, but you can't like obviously pick her side over mine, you know, because like, if I am Karen, I'm gonna need Andy to choose up. When we locked in, ain't no switching up. Okay, like, I don't like, why are you like going so hard for this person when I've known you for years? No, I might not be in the right. Let me know that after the fact. Don't sit there all coy and quiet like you trying to be unbiased. There is an obvious conflict of interest. Now, this is me talking from Karen's perspective. In my personal perspective, I don't really mind Andy picking Fatima's side, but I do agree with Karen that she needs to pick a side because Andy does not know how to be impartial, which is insane considering that she is literally a lawyer. But Okay. So that part I definitely agreed with Karen there. She needs to pick a side, and you know, even though Karen is wrong, you're supposed to be her best friend, you know? So as long as she's not directly affecting you, it shouldn't matter. And Fatima's not stupid. I feel like if you were to pick Karen's side, Fatima would be okay with that. But Andy just loves to soak up the drama, and so she tries to keep her friendship with Fatima going so that she can get all sides of the story sometimes. But we're not going to have that conversation right now. We're going to leave Andy alone for a second. Also, look at the biceps on Sabrina, the way she was holding Karen back. You know, Karen is strong-ish, so she was able to hold her back. And when she told everybody to get the F out, Sabrina grabbed her and said, hey, don't do that. And Karen actually shut up a little bit. I think that's very interesting. It just kind of shows that, you know, Sabrina has another side of her that Tyler Perry is yet to show us, a side that is not going to be walked all over, a side that is strong. It's giving that perhaps Sabrina would win in a fight, and I appreciate that little bit of lore there. I appreciate that lore dump. Yeah, Danny was hilarious this entire time. The way she, you know, tried to head out at one point, told Fatima she was wrong for disrespecting the decor. I really appreciated how she just stepped to Andy. She was like, Andy, give me that piece of paper. Give it to me, or I'm gonna beat your ass. Give me the paper. And just to reveal that it was fake and that she was bluffing, which I don't understand why she did that, but okay, Tyler Perry. And then she's like, you know what, this is too much for me, I'm gonna go on my date. And I agree, she needed to go. Let's talk about Zach for a second. I understand why he showed up. However, I don't understand why he's still upset with Aaron. I don't get it. And now, unfortunately, people are going to be like, but didn't you see what Aaron said to him? Aaron has just started to be disrespectful. In my personal opinion, I feel like in the last season, most of the things that Aaron said to him was completely justified. Like, he would just be responding to whatever Zach was throwing. But for the most part, Aaron and Fatima are similar in terms of they were as respectful as they could be to their romantic interests exes, but the exes just kept being so disrespectful that now they're just bugging out. Now Aaron's saying, you gonna make me come out my deliverance. You gonna make me meet you at the gates of hell and rain down fire. And this is my problem with Zach. He likes to act like he's the baddest nigga in the room. Okay, you've been to prison multiple times. That's not a flex. That is a bum mentality and bum stats. Yu-Gi-Oh stats, bum stats, bro. Okay? Like, ain't nobody impressed by your little jail record, nigga. The fact that Aaron can be whatever he used to be and not have a record means that he's better than you. This is what I'll keep saying. I don't care what nobody says. Aaron is better than Zach. I'm so sick and tired of Zach pretending that Aaron is just this terrible guy. Aaron has problems. I don't know why he came there drunk. He needs to get over Karen. He's becoming obsessive now, like he was the first time he met Karen. And I don't really appreciate that. So see, so for people who don't get me, I'm a pretty fair person in a TV show. If I like somebody but they're doing something that's a little too red flaggy, I'm gonna call it out. I'm not gonna be like other people that like, I stand beside them. I may stand beside them as a character, but in order to be fair and not be a hypocrite, because I hate hypocrisy, I'm gonna have to call everything I'm gonna have to call out. That's why I can cuss Karen out, but then also say that she was right about one thing or that I agreed about another thing, because it's just the facts of the matter. And this episode had some depth to it, so there were two sides to some people. But once again, guys, why is Zach always so territorial and adversarial towards Aaron? You don't want her. You don't want Karen. You want Fatima. Shouldn't you be a little bit happier? I'm not saying that you should be all buddy with him, but just get this nigga out my face. Get this nigga out my face. Like, this is why. These are the little things that build up Karen's delusion and feed her psychosis. I'm not a doctor. I'm just trying to find a way to not call her crazy because they're gonna be mad at me. But like, not call her the crazy for the C word. I'm just gonna find another term, but I still don't get it. It annoys me every time it happens, because honestly, if I'm Fatima and I'm around Zach and Aaron and I'm seeing Zach and Aaron bicker, I'm breaking up with Zach. Like, I'm so serious. It's like if I'm friends with one of my exes, right, and I meet his new girl and he still keeps me around, even though maybe he shouldn't because we have too much history, and I'm just adversarial towards his new prospect. Like, maybe they're not official yet, but I'm just like super adversarial towards her. I'm just like, girl, you don't even know him like I know him. You need to get out my face. You need to stay in your place. I'm going to catch a case. Like, calm down. It's giving you still have feelings. That's what it's giving. And I know he doesn't have deep feelings for her anymore, but the whole Aaron thing, it's annoying. You don't have feelings for her anymore? Let the man go. Let him go, Zach. Pissing me off. Zach is the jester for this episode, and Aaron is right above him, not completely at the bottom, but for drinking, nigga, you played yourself. Also, in terms of Danny, I appreciate that she realized that Aaron walked in unannounced. She also knows that Zach also can walk in somewhere unannounced as well. So it's not just Preston. It's not a white boy thing, okay? The men in this show all walk up on their friends and ladies unannounced. I'm glad she realized that. So yeah, let's move on to the next section. Sabrina held it down. She got everybody to do exactly what she needed. You can see why she was the bank manager, okay? She's soft-spoken, with a little bit of charge in the back. A little bit of roughness in the back of her throat, you know what I'm saying? Love to see it. She got everybody to do what needed to be done and to vacate the premises. And then she went back and to talk to Karen. And Karen was she was ready with the blick. Like, oh, like, girl. Alright, so that whole scene was very interesting to me, because Karen really was just going through it, and I was just so confused. It was like, she went through like 3 different emotions in the span of 5 minutes. I'm scared. Okay, I'm scared for her. I don't understand what she's doing. Now I'm starting to believe that she may have lost the baby, or that it was a phantom pregnancy. You know, like, you believe you're pregnant so much that you kind of will it into existence. Because I know people have been saying that, like, they didn't see no belly, but you know that Sistas time is weird. Like, it probably hasn't even been a year yet from like 2 seasons ago. It could still be within the same year. I feel like every 3 seasons it's 1 year or less than that, because remember, most of these stuff go episode by episode. There are rarely any time skips or time jumps. So she could literally just still be like a month pregnant. That's why I didn't believe it. But after the fake paper stuff, I'm like, she might not be pregnant. She might not be. And that's just so annoying, because Karen, do better. Please do better. But like I said, I was begging for Karen to just hate on Zach, and she low-key is, but she's kind of going through it in a weird way, where she's like imagining that Zach is doing all of this on purpose, and he's playing her, and he's trying to make her look crazy. And I'm like, girl, he can't make you look like what you're not. But anyways, because here's the thing, right? And then she starts bringing up how she was happy with Aaron and he ruined that. And I'm like, girl, you ruined that yourself. You ruined everything with Aaron yourself, caused him to dip back into his black book, and then get mad at him for it. Like, he's not supposed to get no play unless he's with you. He's not supposed to talk to nobody unless he's with you. You want him to sit there and wait for you? Okay. Is this Disney or reality? I don't know. And it's just weird, because I just don't believe her. I don't believe that she was happy with Aaron. And that sucks, because I like her with Aaron. But, you know, I gotta stop acting on what I want versus what I'm seeing. She never really cared about Aaron. She never gave him a chance. She never gave it a chance to be good. I don't remember what show that's from. But she didn't give her and Aaron a chance to be good. And so, until she gets some therapy, I'm not really gonna be here for her and Aaron right now. I'm gonna need Aaron to try and move on, because the preview for the next episode, he looking wild crazy. Okay. Pam showed up. Look, Sabrina got her to go. I was just like, why are you even here? Who cares? But yeah, I liked Sabrina's dominant side, and Karen, she used to go take a nap. Okay, next up, Danny and Preston. Look, I was a little bit worried because I know that there are spoilers for season 6 that are out, so people on different channels already know that what Tyler is planning to do. I'm trying to stay away from those spoilers, because what's the point of watching the show if you're just going to be annoyed? There are a few shows in my repertoire that I'm going to be watching that, like, I don't even really want to watch them, but I just want to see what's going to happen, and I don't really want to be spoiled. So I know the Danny and Preston thing is kind of up in the air in the future, but I'm just going to enjoy it now. I love their conversation at the table. What I didn't appreciate was the fourth wall break. I'm going to have to throw a Tyrone in there. Tyrone Perry, why did you do that? So Danny finds out that Preston has a level of discernment when it comes to Zach that he did not have in their prior relationship, and she's questioning that. She's like, so you just go hone in on exactly what's going on with Zach and be completely correct and give him the best advice, but then not have a clue how to handle me and our relationship or yourself. And I'm like, look, Danny, once again, you're not wrong, but I hate that you're bringing and this is my problem with Danny. Like, she's rarely ever wrong. Like, there might be like 2% of her that, like, Danny, that don't make no sense, but for the most part she'd be right. And I was annoyed because I'm like, Tyler, why you make her notice it like that? Well, how is that supposed to help their relationship? But she got over it, because this is new for Preston. He hasn't always been completely coherent, and so he's saying this is new. I just started to do this. I'm getting better. And she was like, well, save some of that for us. And I thought it was so cute. She's using us and we, and they're on a little date. And I was a little worried because she wasn't eating, but that's because of the Karen thing. And she got to hash it out a little bit. She got to, confide in her boo thing a little bit. And then I love how he, tried to stop the argument before it even happened. And she found a way to, like, not make it an argument, but just to say how she felt and to give a sort of solution, and for him to acquiesce. I really like it. This is what I'm talking about. See, it was a little dramatic, but they were able to, like, get sort of, like, patch up things a little bit to work on for later. I like this. Okay, I know some people must think it's boring, but this is the break I prefer. Okay, her and Andy have completely Freaky Friday back into their correct bodies, and Andy is the one in turmoil now, and Danny is the one in a functional relationship. That is how I prefer this show, in my personal opinion. I don't care who's hurt by that. I don't care. So Danny and Preston are the MVP. That was the best scene in the show. I loved every second of it, and I will be loving every second of it to continue. Oh, before I leave them, there was a scene. She said she was watching her weight because she didn't want to tell him at first why she wasn't eating. She's like, I'm trying to watch my figure. And he was like, let me worry about that. I was like, oh, Preston. I love this man. I love this man, bro. I love Preston, bro. When he said that, I got giddy, like he was talking to me with my skinny behind self. I was like, ooh, what you say, Press? What you say, Preston? He's incredible. He's great. We love him. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, right? Oof. He's just being so different. It's so attractive. We love Preston and Danny in this era. We love them, and we pray more prosperity on them. Tyler, please allow them to flourish. I hope that whatever new love interest she may get, because Tyler, I highly doubt Tyler's gonna leave them the way they are now. I hope it's just a love triangle thing, even though I don't want it to be, because I don't want him to completely scrap Preston. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Anyways, yeah, let's continue. Calvin reamed out Maurice, as he should, and apparently Maurice finally was real, and I really appreciated it, and it was a good scene. It showed that part of the reason that he's acting like this is because of Sabrina, which is very interesting, right? Because, we were all saying that Maurice is a bad friend, that Sabrina should move on. I know I've said it. I've seen people in the comments say it. But apparently he wants to get rid of Q because he's just like, look, you can mess up my life, but Sabrina is a good person. Like, don't do that. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that he's standing behind Sabrina. Maurice, all you need to learn now is to code switch properly so you're not rude to Sabrina. Okay? We know she dresses weird. You can stop making fun of her dress. You can stop being rude and ungrateful. We know now that deep down inside you really care about her, but like, you was doing the absolute most and it wasn't appreciated. So in the preview, he decides to turn himself in and lie just so that he can blow up the investigation and also get him and Q put in prison. I don't really like it, but I appreciate the sentiment. It's really sweet of him to sort of die on the sword and be like, look, I'll take the rap if it means that Sabrina can get her life back. And you know what, Maurice, we really appreciate you for that. We really do. We really do. Calvin's gonna tell Sabrina in the preview and that they had the conversation, and Sabrina's going to be, how she is. We'll see what happens there. Lastly, Andy. Girl, you spiraling. Karen wasn't wrong for what she said to you. She wasn't. You need to decide what you're gonna do. If you're not gonna pick a side, you need to find a way to better work on the feelings that you have. Okay? You need to find a way to compartmentalize your relationship with Fatima and your relationship with Karen, or just drop Karen. Like, you need to choose ye this day what you will do, ma'am. Choose. Because this non-choice is starting to affect people, and fights are almost breaking out constantly around you. Girl, you either bow out or you bow in and you nut up. Okay? Ovary up, B. If you know what show that's from, you're goated. But yeah, Gary came, and one thing that I am happy about that this scene accentuated, I was saying that I was disappointed in her a little bit because it looks like she let Gary come up here and Gary was gonna like put his D on the table and put his dick on the table and assert his dominance. But apparently he really was coming over there to sleep with her. He wasn't trying to he is trying to assert dominance, but he didn't come over there to play her. Like, he didn't come over there to pretend that he was gonna sleep with her, but then be like, see, you'll do whatever I say. Like, he wasn't playing with her like that. He actually was going to sleep with her, but he decided not to because she you know what, I was just talking about you, Andy, but I'll give you this. I really appreciated you keeping on the reiteration that I did not tell one lie about anything that I said to you. I don't know why you keep asking me all these questions like you expect me to take it back. I'm not taking it back. I said all you're good for is dick, and so if you go put this dragon on my back, do it, because that's all I'm gonna allow you to be here for. Yeah okay. If not, cool. And once again, she texted niggas in front of him looking for she's so rude. I love rude Andy, especially when it comes to Gary. Perfecto mundo. Hey, perfect. Gary's leaving, hurt, trying to act like he's the big man, literally saying that Andy needs therapy, and she does. But nigga, so do you. Get off my screen. I'd say that every time I speak about him. Get off my screen, Gary. I don't know why Tyler is trying to make him the voice of reason to Andy. Like, cut it out, Tyrone. Cut it out. Alright, last but not least, Hayden and Tamara. So he did the annulment. Maybe. I don't know if he really did it or if he said he did it just to make Gary proud of him. But he did the annulment, told Tamara. Tamara played it like a champ. I definitely made him feel guilty for doing the annulment. So we'll see if he reverses it. If he runs to the office really quick and stops it from being fully carried out. But I know some people have certain opinions. Do they want them to be together? Do they want to be found? I don't know. I think because Hayden is a little less annoying this season, I wouldn't mind if he got a love interest and we got to see that. But like I said before, I doubt Tyler would do that. If he did, it would be interesting though. But we'll see what happens. I'm very interested in what's going to happen with Tamara and Hayden. So that's very good. Synopsis of this episode: it was good. It was a good episode. Well, good for Tyler Perry. It was a good episode. It had depth. Nothing was completely black and white. There was lots of shades of gray, and they were better done shades of gray. These last two episodes definitely giving us a lot of hope. But guys, please temper your expectations, because somebody you like is going to do something stupid. Just wait on it. Just wait on it, okay? But yeah, I enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you guys think as always, and I will always respond as always as well. Hope this gets out to a few more people than the last video, but it is what it is. Watch the last video if you want to know my thoughts on the last episode, and also check out my playlist section for the Sistas playlist. It was Sistas Saturday. Also, if you think I would like other shows, or you want to hear my opinion on other shows, put them down below. If I've already watched them, I'll just make a retrospective video, or if I haven't watched them and it is something I would actually like, I'll start a series on it. You know, I want to give you guys stuff that you will also like to hear as well, not just Sisters. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and goodbye, my sires. Susu.